What's going on? I hope you all are good. So, the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka are finally out. Now this is the show that is said to make or break Disney Star Wars, and to be honest I couldn't agree more with that statement. We've had so many bad shows that should have been really good, but to no surprise after the sequel trilogy, Disney messed them up. Like really, how do you mess up the Obi-Wan show? I have no idea, but we're not going to get into that because we have this new show written by the creator of all the characters in it, Dave Filoni. Well, he created most of them anyway, and out of all the shows that we've had so far, this one has the most promise, considering Dave Filoni is the apprentice of George Lucas. He understands Star Wars more than anyone at Lucasfilm, and his previous projects have shown Clone Wars amazing, Rebels amazing, Tales of the Jedi amazing. But the thing is, all of them shows I just mentioned were animated. So that begs the question, can Dave Filoni create a really good live-action Star Wars show? Let's get into it. So, right off the bat, I just want to say that the effects are amazing. They are so much better than the effects in Obi-Wan, Boba Fett, even Andor, and rightly so considering this is the second most important character that has had a show from Disney, with of course Obi-Wan being the most important character that they've made a show about. And I'm happy to say that they gave this show the budget that it deserves for the character that it's about. And one thing I want to mention real quick is that I noticed that this is more of a next season of Rebels than a show about Ahsoka, which isn't so bad in my opinion. They are all fan-loved characters, so unless you haven't seen Rebels, then it won't really bother you too much. But who knows, this could change in the future anyway. The show will most likely focus more on Ahsoka, a lot more in future episodes. Now the acting was also pretty good in my opinion, considering these actors have to replicate cartoon animated characters. They have to copy their mannerisms, which of course is really hard to do, so it's even more of a challenge for the actors to get these characters right. And so with that understanding, I feel like the actors did a pretty good job, but their performances were a little bit stale. They felt very one note, and because of that, the characters don't really feel like how they did in Rebels and the Clone Wars. All of these characters are meant to be a lot more expressive. They're meant to have a lot more personality bursting out of them with everything they do, but in this show they are kind of stale and toned down. Ahsoka's character has always been very expressive and outgoing, but in the show she doesn't really have much of a personality. Now of course I know that she's a lot older, she's a lot wiser, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have the personality that she's had throughout the whole time that we've known this character. Disney has turned enough fan favourite characters into old grumpy Scrooges, and I just don't want to see this happen to Ahsoka. Now she's not necessarily grumpy, she's just very serious and doesn't smile as much as she used to, shall we say. But this could change in future episodes. So of course, like everything else, it's too early to really tell. But yeah, I really have the same criticism with the other characters, so I'm not really going to get into that. It's the same thing with all of them so far. But on to the next thing, I do like the dynamic between the three. Now I've seen for some people it's not really working, but for me it's kind of relatable and realistic. With every friendship group there is issues going on, you're never always on the same page, and I like that even though they're not on the same page, they still care about each other, and I'm kind of liking that trio so far. And I do like the fact that even though all 3 of them are badasses, and they do focus heavily on that, they do show hints of flaws which every character needs, such as Ahsoka noticing that she runs away in the hardest moments and isn't really around when her friends need her the most. Even though that's not her goal, she doesn't set out for it to be that way. It just seems to keep happening where she just can't take a certain situation and it ends up coming back to bite her, and you can tell that it really affects her and she's trying to change that. And with Sabine, she is very skilled with combat. She's very competent most of the time, but sometimes her overconfidence can really make the situation worse. And we saw that in the first 2 episodes, where if she didn't let her emotions get in the way, then the situation wouldn't be as bad as it is. And she understands that, and she thinks that Ahsoka really doesn't want her to be involved because of that. So I do see that these characters have flaws that they are working on, which will help each other out in the end, I'm sure. Another thing I like about this show is that Dave Filoni is showing us how important this story is to the future of Star Wars. I mean, even though it was leaked about the new beyond, this whole other galaxy that we're going to be entering and exploring, I didn't realize how big it was going to be. We did see it in the show, and it's like 5 to 10 times the size of the current galaxy. And I really like this because this allows Disney to go their own way with Star Wars while also following the vibe and the atmosphere that George Lucas created this franchise around. And with Dave Filoni making this stuff, I believe that he'll really be able to carry that George Lucas vibe into the future of Star Wars, while also creating new stuff for us to enjoy and to really be drawn into. Now, of course, I need to mention the villains. Baylan, Shin and Morgan. I feel like the actors did so well with these characters. The acting has been amazing. Ray Stevenson, as the only main male character in this show, is portraying his character so well. He's intimidating, he's menacing, and all of his dialogue so far has been the most interesting out of everyone. I mean, his character in general is intriguing, especially after we hear him talking about Anakin and Ahsoka. Like, how does he know Anakin? We really don't know yet. But we haven't even got to that part yet, and he is my favourite character in the show so far. He really does seem dangerous and seem like a threat to even Ahsoka, and Ray Stevenson, rest in peace to him, amazing actor. He is just absolutely owning this role of Baylan. I also really like the character of Shin. You can tell that she doesn't really understand what's going on in this galaxy. She seems to be playing a fish out of water type of character, and you can tell by the way she doesn't really understand anything going on around her. She seems to only know how to fight, but so far that's all we can really tell about the character. But she does seem interesting, and I can't wait to see where the character goes. Of course, I can't forget to mention Marok. For those who don't know, Marok is the one with the mask, and you don't get to see his face at all. I feel like they're hiding his face for a reason, and so he could be someone important, maybe someone we know from past shows. But he seems pretty cool. He just reminds me of Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. They look pretty similar, and he also looks badass. To be honest, all the villains look badass. Their outfits are cool as hell, very medieval and Old Republic, so I'm really enjoying how the characters are looking so far. So, of course, we didn't get enough information in these 2 episodes, and there's not a lot to go over, but I feel like I've mentioned everything I need to. I am enjoying this show so far. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I enjoyed most of the other shows, if not all of them, and it's only been the first 2 episodes. This show just feels like Star Wars to me. It has the Force, it has lightsabers, it has fan-loved characters, it has great effects. The combat needs to improve. I don't know if Rosario Dawson is just too unathletic to actually perform all of these Ahsoka type movements, but all the fighting just seems a bit slow, and you can see times where the characters are waiting for the other character to make a move so that they can perform what they need to do. It just doesn't seem as smooth as fights that we have seen in the past for Star Wars, and of course the fights do not come anywhere near to the quality of the prequels, and I don't think they ever will again. But yeah, I feel like the combat needs to improve. I did not like the part where Sabine got stabbed through the chest or the stomach or whatever. It's absolutely stupid. I'm sick of seeing that. They're making lightsabers seem like they're not even dangerous. And the last thing you should want to do is to make the main weapon in this whole franchise seem like it doesn't have any stakes to it if someone is to get harmed by it. This is the most dangerous and unstoppable weapon in the franchise, in this galaxy. And so I just think that is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way around it. I don't know why they keep doing it. They should have just cut off Sabine's arm or something like they normally do in Star Wars, and it would have made perfect sense. But for some reason, they made a character survive something that shouldn't be survivable again, and I really don't like that. And also, I'm sick of seeing a map be the reason why things happen in these Star Wars projects. This is only a problem with Disney Star Wars. It feels very lazy. They've done it like 3 times now, and I'm guessing they thought we wouldn't notice, but it's definitely noticeable. We need to stop with the map stuff. It's the same concept over and over again, but at least here, I feel like this will be done the best that they've ever done it, considering who's behind this show, and the characters in it, and the storyline. But anyways, yeah, overall I enjoyed this. I cannot wait for the next one. The show is just going to improve, and I cannot wait to see what Dave Filoni does with this show. I'm really liking it so far. I feel like it's going to be my favourite Star Wars Disney show that we've had so far for live action. Anyway, how did you feel about these first 2 episodes? Let us know down below, and I'll see you on the next one.
Where's he at? Goodbye, goodbye, get out of here. Goodbye. See you later. Hey, I see you. Hey, I thought Ahsoka over you. Oh, hey. Oh, we're friends. Yeah, bro, hey. Get the fuck out of here. We're not friends, you idiots. You're stupid. Jeez, what a fool. If Anakin was that stupid, he would have died so much earlier. How you doing, Mary?
Oh, Grease is ready for a bumpy ride.
What?
Hey, motherfucker.
Man, if you don't, get out my fucking way. No, boss. Oh, what the? Oh, fuck no. Yeah, I'll come back. I'll come back tomorrow. We actually get to go in. Oh, wow. This is where Luke got frozen. No, this is where Han got frozen. Oh, this is cool. What happens if I jump in there? Do I die? Guess we'll never know. Vader, get out. Let's fight. Let's fight, Vader. Come on. This is sad. But you're gonna go out like this. 1 bullet left. And you're dead. Come on, you're better than this. Come on, give me a real fight. Come on. Okay, B is to dodge. Okay, get used to it again. That's the block. Okay. Whoa. Whoa, buddy. Okay, he's better with this dude.